Alright guys, Papa Pepper here with another episode of Animals on the Homestead. A little windy today, but the wind's died down as opposed to lately. So, this one's one of our younger Muscovy ducks. And basically there's two main classifications of ducks. There's going to be those that kind of stem from the mallards. And pretty much everything's classified as kind of in that, in that branch. And then there's the Muscovies, which kind of stick out on their own. And these ducks get big. If I had the guy with me, you'd see it's a sizable duck. I almost, say it could almost get up, like a small turkey type once you're down to the actual body of it. So Muscovies, we were given some by some friends of ours. They gave us 2 females and 1 male. And unfortunately, like a sitting duck, one of the moms was killed by a possum, and but the other one has produced 3 offspring so far. It was her first time laying and hatching, so she hatched out 2. She kept sitting while she was laying, so she didn't wait to have a whole clutch of them to hatch together. She kind of kept sitting as she was laying, and we didn't prevent it. So she hatched out 2, really liked those. And then everyone that came after that, not so much. This was one of the ones that came after that. So this one kind of thinks it's a guinea fowl right now. But ducks are interesting, and Muscovy ducks in particular, they're really nice because, first of all, you're going to get a large-bodied bird. A large-bodied bird is a good thing. Also, compared to chickens, these guys are going to be producing a somewhat larger egg, but they're also not going to have the amount of noise that's normally associated with having chickens and then a rooster around, if you're producing your own for the next generation. So these ones, they're good layers, they're a good meat bird too, and then also they brood really well, they hatch out their own really well, and if you kind of leave them to fend for themselves, the mom's going to teach the young how to do a really good job of foraging and providing a lot of their own food supply. So as far as your investment, bringing them up to a good size for selling or for slaughter, if you're going to be eating them, you don't need to invest quite as much with some other varieties that aren't as good at fending for themselves and providing their own food. Now this one's still kind of young, but you can see it's starting to get some of the red around its beak and nose area. Eventually they'll kind of almost look like a turkey vulture, and the face will become kind of almost distorted, covered in a red and black kind of different growths. It's just part of the birds. It's what they do. Like I said, these guys are quiet. Their eggs are good. We've liked them. They can reproduce really well. When they're hatching out 10 or more ducklings at a time. And like I said, we only got 3 into the next generation, but our flock is growing. One thing you're going to need to watch for them, though, is they are really good flyers. So if you're not trimming their wings, they may just take off and go wind up at a pond somewhere. These days we just have small swimming pools for these guys, but we are going to be building a pond eventually, Lord willing, one day, and some other things. And so anyway, for a quiet bird that produces eggs, that can provide a good amount of its own food supply, that reproduces well, that hatches out its own young well, I think the Muscovy duck is a wonderful addition to our homestead. And like I said, to ours, I mean, they were just gifts from some friends, so the price was right. So, all right, Papa out.